Hey everyone, first album review of 2025, and today I have Boldy James and RichGains' new album, Murder During Drug Traffic. Now, this is a collab album coming from a rapper I know decently well, Boldy James, who I've always thought was an interesting rapper. He kind of reminded me a lot of just these other rappers, this kind of gangster rap with like this lower voice, like Freddie Gibbs reminds me a lot of him, but he never necessarily did a lot for me. I always got more out of other rappers, and I thought I'd give this album a try. It has RichGains, who I don't know too well as a producer, but I know him for producing some songs on Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper, among some other songs, but those were the highlights I knew of. And these two had worked together before in Indiana Jones, which came out in 2023, which I thought that album was overall decent. It wasn't my favorite, but it honestly wasn't. It had some strong songs on there. And this album has a lot more familiar stuff that you know from Boldy James, that like kind of laid back gangster rap with his lower register voice, a lot of good lyricism, which he does keep on this album, but overall was not the strongest crop of songs, if I'm being honest. Even like the single Achilles on it, I wasn't really that into. Like, it was fine, and but it sadly just came and went. For highlights, I did really like the song Telefono, which I just thought was overall a good rapping song. I also like the song Custo, and then Stacks and Flips, I thought had a good feature on it. And overall, these were some decent songs, but that's really it. Everything kind of else on this album suffers from kind of almost the same flow at certain points. The beats aren't that interesting and memorable. Even on the songs I liked, they just didn't really do much for me, and overall that kind of sucked, because I was hoping that this could be an album that would really get me into Boldy James and really make me a bigger fan, because I do think he's very talented, and this album I don't think should be a discouragement from his music. And I will give the hindsight that he does release a lot of music, and I believe he released like 10 albums in the past 2 years or something like that, which is insane to be doing, whether it be albums, EPs, or mixtapes, collaboration as well. Just insane work. But this album definitely feels like probably not the best one to start with, to get into with. It just really didn't do a lot for me. It definitely feels like a creative kind of slump from him, which, I mean, if you're releasing 10 projects, eventually you're gonna crash. We can't be King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard and releasing that many fucking albums. That's fucking insane. But overall, not a bad song. The songs I named I thought were decent. It might be worth a listen, but it just didn't stand out, and I'm hoping for some better in the future and some better rap in this year. Overall, I'm just feeling a 4 on this album.